is a very different world.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution 2 video. In today's video, whilst I am aware that the Secret Species DLC has only literally just released, we're still going ahead to speculate about the next DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2, as something rather interesting was mentioned in the launch trailer for this DLC that could tease what the next DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2 might be. So, if you're excited to learn more, be sure to like the video and make sure you're relaxed drinking your G Fuel after using code SWERVE for 20% off all of your items at checkout, as it's time to speculate on what the next DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2 might be. So the latest DLC for Evolution 2 has just released to the public as the Secret Species Pack. If you're unsure on whether or not you want to purchase this DLC, then please feel free to check out our showcases that we have on the channel for you guys to enjoy, so you can make up your mind on whether or not you think that it's worth to get this DLC. But yeah, this DLC added 4 species into the game, 3 returning from the first game, and 1 brand new species that's never before seen in Evolution, the Spinoceratops. But why am I specifically mentioning this dinosaur out of the others that appeared? Well, that's because this species is at the very stem of our theory for today's video. What is the next DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2? So, when I was making my video about the Spinoceratops showcase only a couple days ago, I decided to go into the InGen database for this dinosaur and read up about it. And to my surprise, I saw something very interesting. Now, as we already know, the history of the Spinoceratops in the Jurassic universe starts with a company called Mantah Corp. Mantah Corp was a company that was operating in the shadows without people knowing. They created 2 of these creatures in 2016 in the timeline, Angel and Rebel, and that's as much as we know so far. But when I was reading up on the Spinoceratops in Jurassic World Evolution 2, to my surprise, they actually name drop Mantah Corp for the very first time in game. Now, there's nothing too special, I guess, as I think it's something that they need to do to give the creature some backstory. But then again, the Nothosaurus was also made by Mantah Corp and is in Jurassic World Evolution 2, but has no mention of Mantah Corp in its database. Further on, I was provided early access to the launch trailer that has recently been released, and within that trailer, Mantah Corp was once again mentioned.
In collaboration with our friends at Mantah Corp, we're delighted to bring you the Spinoceratops. These shy and peaceful herbivores were adapted from Sinoceratops to thrive in frigid temperatures and flourish even in the harshest of winters.
Again, this is the very first time that Mantah Corp has been mentioned in a trailer once again. So, to me, I find it rather interesting that they've been mentioning Mantah Corp not just once, but twice within this DLC release. I think that this is something worth noting. Now, when we take a look at the canonical roster of species that have appeared in the movie universe but are yet to appear in game, sure, we have the Microceratus, but there's also a non-dinosaur species in the Smilodon that has yet to be added into the game as well. This creature also appeared in Camp Cretaceous and was made by Mantah Corp too. So what's the big deal? Well, for a long time now, fans have been asking for some kind of Cenozoic creature pack. This has been called out for ever since the very first game. Obviously, that wasn't going to happen back then, but with the addition of avian species and even creatures such as the Dimetrodon, there's now a possibility that further non-dinosaur species could be added into the game no matter what some people might say. With the public calling out for a Cenozoic creature pack, it's clear that the main species that comes to mind is the Smilodon along with the woolly mammoth. So, adding the Smilodon into the game is a real possibility now, as we have seen species like Nothosaurus and Spinoceratops added into separate species packs. Why not the Smilodon also, you know? Not to mention that the mammoth was also a canonical species that we get to see as fossil remains in Camp Cretaceous too. With the Spinoceratops also having a specific trait that it can't live in dry and hot climates, then why not the same for the woolly mammoth? It makes sense to me at least. So where does this leave us? What's next? Well, for time after time now, we have been given plenty of dinosaur species packs in recent years. Cretaceous predators, marine species, feathered species, and now a hybrid dinosaur pack. But what about an expansion pack? Well, the very last expansion pack that we got for Jurassic World Evolution 2 was actually the Dominion Malta expansion that released, yes, get ready, over 2 years ago now, December of 2022. So it's been a long while since we've had one of these. Once again, fans have been begging for an expansion pack DLC rather than a dinosaur pack for such a long time now. Now here on the channel, I have made like 3 videos describing the perfect Mantah Corp expansion DLC and how it could be laid out in Evolution 2. To this day, I still stand by it, and I pray that we'll be able to see something like this of the kind sometime soon. It's the only plausible expansion pack that I can think of that adds a story to Evolution 2, whilst also staying within the realms of the Jurassic universe. So, with all of these Mantah Corp mentions and the exclusion of the Smilodon, I remain hopeful that this may mean that a Mantah Corp expansion DLC could be on the way this June. Not only that, but if we were to follow the typical release patterns for these DLCs, June should be the next date of the next DLC. Why is this significant? Well, June would also be the month where it will be the latest date in which Jurassic World Chaos Theory will be released, the sequel series to Camp Cretaceous. And with Ben expected to return, some fans are theorizing that maybe, just maybe, Mantah Corp, or at least the island, will be returning in some way. This would be a perfect opportunity for Frontier to release a Mantah Corp themed expansion pack very soon after the release of Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 1. So that just adds up nicely as well. But yeah, again, I could be just looking into this a little bit too much and my speculation brain is going crazy. But I am really hopeful that we'll eventually see some kind of Mantah Corp DLC later down the line. It just makes a lot of sense to me. But I'm interested in learning what you guys think. Do you think we'll see a Mantah Corp expansion DLC sometime soon? Would you like to see one at all? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new around here. But most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Hello, hi, you. Did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.